Hello and welcome back to our series on Microsoft 365 Business. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about creating policies so that some of your users can actually have unique permissions compared to the rest of your domain. So in order to do this, we need to create a policy. In order to do that, the easiest way is we want to add a card out here that will allow us to add policies. You can do that by clicking Add here, or you can actually click on Customize Your Home, and then click on Add Card at the top here. Either way, it'll get us to the Add Card window, which is what we ultimately want. Now we scroll down a little bit and we will find here Device Policies. Select it and it adds it to our home screen, which we'll hit Save. And there we go. Now we have access to device policies. Now you can select this to see existing policies, but first let's just go ahead and add one. And I'll show you how simple this is. So let's say we have an environment where all Windows 10 devices are highly secure. You know, you have a pretty strict security policy on everybody, which is definitely recommended. But let's say the executives in the organization need access to something that your security policy isn't letting them. So you simply come in here and add an additional policy directed towards that group. So we're going to call this policy name Executives. And the policy type that we're selecting here is actually going to be a Windows 10 device configuration. As you can see though, and please note that you can configure policies for application management for these three operating systems. Once you select that, it changes this drop-down menu to show that by default, all of our Windows 10 devices are fully secure. And what that means is by hitting this drop-down menu, each of these levels of security are enabled. Obviously, this is where you can make adjustments. For example, if you don't want your executives to have access to Cortana, or if you don't want them to download apps from the music store, or let's say this is the opposite. Let's say your policy is that no one is allowed to download apps from the Microsoft Store, but your executives are. You merely just come in here and toggle that on instead of off, of course. So each of these can be uniquely changed for each group. But initially, they are set to all users, so please keep that in mind. The last thing that you must do is come here and select who will actually receive these policy settings. We're going to unselect all users, select executives, and that is it. You go ahead and click Add, and just like that, you've successfully created a policy for our executives.